Hey guys, this is Andrew with PVG here. Just finished second at the Open event in Orlando. I'm going to bring you my Janemba deck profile from the deck, from the event. So first we start with the leader. Classic, mill two, draw, mill two on the front, awaken, draw two. Backside does the same, attacks for 15, draws a card, and pitch a blue card to negate.
Yeah, we all know Janemba.
So we got the one drop package. I stuck with Kai and Kami from my previous deck, but I scrapped the Dende. I didn't find it useful enough in the meta, and I felt that I could be something else. I still really like these two. Most people play around Kami nowadays, so it's kind of one of those where you don't want to get caught without it, but it's definitely losing my interest in the card. The blocker was very good against a lot of, in general, it's just very good and very good against the Shenron decks, which is the biggest problem for this deck.
No, this is a new card that we're talking about.
Yeah, this is a new card that I started playing. It's blue energy, which is awesome, and it is very, very good in the mirror. So the mirror starts becoming a lot about holding up counterplays, and this card lets you play into the counterplays, and then your opponent has to, pitch a card every single time they do that. It can be counterintuitive to the mill plan, but a lot of the times I like to approach the mirror in a way where I'm killing my opponent. So I want to, maximize cards in hand and kind of get them low on resources and then push for the win. Stuck with Tupan. She's pretty much the go-to awakener. You can just play a few of it and it'll get you awakened if your opponent is stalling you. So she's still the best in that slot. Beerus, I downed it to 3 and 3 and then added 2 Bojack. I think this lineup is a little bit better. 4 poison was very cloggy. 3 seems like the better number. You could go down to 2, but I think 3's fine. 3's fine.
The better would be like a 4th Beerus and
It doesn't. I wouldn't actually. I don't mind the Beerus being how it is. I think if I were to remove a poison, I would actually want another one of this guy. He's very good. I underestimated him, but I played him a lot in the tournament. Sometimes he gets you those few extra mills. He gets around the counterplays, so you can mill through counterplays, which is nice sometimes. And his effect can sometimes win a game against Shenron randomly. That happened where I was able to, they were setting up a play, and I was able to play this guy in the combo step and rest something. I did it against Height of Mastery Broly, where he left the 8 mana Height of Mastery up, and I was able to tap it in the combo step, and then he wasn't able to victory strike me because he swung with it first. So it was very good. I would recommend playing this guy. 2 is probably, I think this is fine, but if I were to change it, it would be 3 of this guy. All right. Childish Heart is the mill package, so 3, 3, 2. Basically, sometimes you need the removal, which is why you play 3 of this one. I saw some decks running green this weekend, blue, yellow, green, for the green kind of tech cards and the Vegeta counterplay. I think that's fine, but obviously you can't play Janemba, which is a house in the mirror. The reason why it is because most players don't play You're Wide Open, and this card gets around all the counterplays, and you could just play it in the mirrors, and it will just sit there as a 19k barrier. That is very difficult to attack because it's 20k on defense, and you could just sit on this guy and get a card every single turn or a bean every single turn.
And if needed be, you can mill them out.
And exactly, and if they leave themselves vulnerable, or you find an opportunity where you're leaving up poison, so you can activate this, leave up poison, and then poison their counterplay, and then be able to mill them when it gets to that point in the game. If they're trying to defend too much and use their super combos, then you can mill them out. So that was the mill package. I think this is the right lineup. These 8 were sufficient when I needed to go for mill wins, which is sometimes rare because people play around it a lot, but I think it's still worth it. I don't think I would deviate from this. Okay. 3 Chomsa, the Trickster, and 3 Undying Spirit Son Gohan. I like these numbers. I wouldn't change them. I think 3 of each is very good. This card is insane in the mirror because you can just keep, no matter what they try to do, you can just bounce it back to their hand and kind of just put the 15k on board. And this card this is the best counterplay. This is just insane. It replaces itself, and it gets around so many things that are problematic for this deck. So I like keeping the main 3/3. 2 Kai or Champa. I think actually Champa's better because in the sideboard you can shuffle your Champas back in with Vegeta, but that's what I was playing. But I couldn't find Champas, so I just played the Kais. It never came up, but you know, it's fine. 2 Bardock Instincts. I think this is just the best overrun for the deck. It's not even close. Just being able to pitch deck cards in certain matchups and dig through your deck to find the answers that you need for certain things, and you know, have your counter plays ready. It's very, very good, and it's a 20k pressure. I would recommend that one. Unbreakable.
Could be either or, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it could be this or the Cell. Technically, I guess Cell is better because he's harder to deal with in the sense of, like, you know, there's certain matchups where you don't want Saiyans and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. Unbreakable will do the same thing.
Super combo?
North Kai, any 0-10k when you're at 4 or less life is the way to go, since we're overroaming with this deck.
Yeah.
3 Dimension Magic, you could go up to 4, but I really like the 1 All Too Easy, and I've been enjoying this split since Philly. Being able to pitch this off of Bardock basically gives you a negate at any point in the game. It basically turns any blue card in your hand into a negate, or it also counts as 2 negates, so you can negate with it on one turn and then negate with it again on another turn while it's in the drop. The auto doesn't really come in too often. It's also very good against Kaioken because you're guaranteed a negate. So you basically have this plus your leader and they can't kill you, as long as you have 1 blue card in hand, or 2 blue cards in hand.
Senzu Bean?
4 Senzu Bean is you know, a must. I don't really need to explain this card.
Sideboard now.
Yeah, sideboard. I played Raging Spirit Son Gohan. Again, in the counterplay mirrors, this card tends to just steal it.
Yeah.
Because since you're playing it, it's a 1 mana 15k that you're playing on your opponent's turn. It out combos their leader attack, which is usually the only things that are attacking in those slow, grindy matchups. And then they have to deal with this. And eventually, even if you're running against another blue deck, they're going to run out of beans. So the idea or the purpose of this deck, or the approach to the mirror or any other blue deck, is just run them out of beans. Once they run out of beans, you win the game.
Yeah.
You know, and this will do it faster than any other card. Source of Power. There's a lot of matchups where you need to awaken and see extra cards. Toa and Shenron being your most difficult matchup, so most of the sideboard is going to be tailored to beating them. This card won. I was able to take a game off of Shenron with this card. Just being able to play 2 of them, put a Senzu Bean on it, and just rush down their life. That's really the way to win that matchup. The only way that I can see reasonably winning that matchup. So it helped a lot there. It's also very good against Toa because it gives you the extra cards and applies a lot of pressure. Dark Mass Saiyan, again, it's a nice tech card. It hurts Kaba, it hurts Veggies, it hurts not the counter plays, but it hurts the combo into plays. A lot of cards get hit by this. Oh, it hits World Peace as well, because a big play that Shenron likes to do is like World Peace into Whis, sometimes do multiple in a turn, and you can extremely punish that. Actually, they can't even really make the play if you have this on board, much less if you have 2 on board. So this card comes in big in that
and there's
matchup.
still pressure because you can take your life.
Since they can't attack with their leader, you can just swing with this guy, and it's like, okay, you know, you're not going to be able to summon anything that attacks until like the 3rd turn or whatever. So he's big in that matchup. Mafuba, again, for the Shenron matchup and the Toa matchup. Against Toa, you bring it in just in case they try to get cheeky and attack with the 5-drop. You can punish them extremely. And if they don't, then you can just Champa. You get me? You leave up the blue and the yellow. If they swing with the 5-drop, you Mafuba. If they don't swing with the 5-drop, then you Champa the Mirror. You take the -3, but you get out of the turn without getting completely destroyed. I played 2 Vegeta for the Mirror. It's very, very good. This is what I was saying, that you could maybe want to play the Champa Double Strike. It shuffles 3 costs or less, 35,000 power back in. Basically, it just gives you more time, because when I like to go aggressive, I just need more turns sometimes, and this buys me a turn, and that's all I need. And then Son Goten, Family of Justice for the Toa matchup, just to get rid of the Vegeta, the 2-mana Vegeta, because if you get rid of that card, you generally win that matchup. If you can get rid of that card efficiently, you generally win that matchup. And yeah, that's my deck, guys. It was a great event. Had a lot of fun.
You got second
Janemba
in the Open.
I got second in the Open. I didn't have my invite, and now I have my invite. So to nationals. So that should be fun.
Alright.
And yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you.
Bye.